Yep, that's me using the Insta360 One X while in Shibuya Crossing, but that's the camera I used for the previous vlog. Everything that you're seeing here is filmed on the DJI Osmo Pocket. And what you just saw is actually one of my favorite features of this stabilized camera, the motion time-lapse. Now, it's one of the modes that you can actually turn on in the camera, and you just set the A and B points, and then you let it do the rest. And that allowed me to get a really awesome shot of Shibuya Crossing. This tiny little camera is actually really awesome, but I'm going to chime in a little bit later to give you some thoughts as to why. You're only going to be seeing footage from this camera here, and I'll give a full review later on about the general, more physical experience. So let's just go ahead and do one more motion time lapse as I eat some conveyor belt sushi to end my first day in Tokyo, then would pop into the next morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. So we are grabbing some breakfast in the morning because I know people get hangry during all of the walking. So I want to make sure that we have somewhat full bellies and we're ready to go for all of the stuff that we're doing today. Getting used to the fact that we don't jaywalk here, even though there's clearly nobody around. Cafe latte. Ooh, a little bit of milk in the morning. Kirin tea down here. Tully's is a nice brand. Alright, I think we should get a basket. Dried bonito wasabi. Yeah, the egg sandwiches for sure. All of the content that you're seeing in this video is taken on the DJI Osmo Pocket. And this should be fun because vlogging with this little thing makes life a lot easier. Itadakimasu. Please wait behind the yellow warning light. Oh man, bruh. Look at that.
It's me. It's me.
Get it. Chrono Trigger, oh my god. This is one of my favorite games of all time. That's legitimately one of my favorite games of all time. Oh, you hear that music? I'm lost on what to get. Obviously, a lot of these items are hard to find, which means they're also very expensive. I think they like Kirby. I would actually feel a little ashamed to buy something like this, as amazing as it is, as awesome as this is. If it were background for my videos and whatnot, it's a shame because no one's playing them. These deserve to be played. That's how much nostalgia a place like this holds. I want to hear what you're all thinking about the video quality as it comes straight out of the Osmo Pocket, the DJI Osmo Pocket that is, with a lot of different manual controls that I ended up not using a whole lot here, including manual control for ISO, for shutter speed, for color temperature and all that. I kept things mostly auto with the exposure compensation at about -0.3 or -0.7 because the camera does come in a little bit hot at times. With all of that said, however, the main thing I wanted to say about the clips you just saw in this awesome place, Super Potato, a retro gaming store in Akihabara. Well, obviously that place did not have the best lighting situation. There was color temperature going all over the place and it was an indoor lighting, low light situation. So let me know what you think of the footage coming out of this particular scenario. You may have also noticed that some of the footage was a little bit out of focus. The main reason why was because I was still getting the hang of the camera, and I was not able to really confirm if things were in focus because the screen is so small on there, so it's kind of hard to tap on just that screen. You definitely need a smartphone to make that process a little bit easier. But I come to find out later in the day that the autofocus, the continuous autofocus rather, works really well. You just have to make sure that your subject is more or less in the center of the frame. And once I figured that out, the rest of the vlog was a lot easier to work with. Here is a game that my brother and I played a lot growing up. We actually would sit in front of our computers with the SNES emulator. Back then I think it was called, which one was it that we were using? I don't remember. I'll put the text right here. But Final Fight 3, it's a beat 'em up game, and it's honestly a very fun game, especially when you're playing it with somebody else. Beat 'em up games, they should have more of them these days, but all right, that was super fun. Just running around, getting that nostalgia trip, seeing all of the games on their original forms that we used to play as a kid. I'll admit, a lot of that was via emulators growing up, but yeah, that was really cool. I had to try it out. I'll open this a little later. See, I was expecting machines to have something like this. Little ones, and as a matter of fact, even getting something like this is even cheaper than using the gachapon machine, because it's 200, and the gachapon machines are all 300 each. You put 3 100 yen coins in there, and then you can turn the wheel. Alright, so it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting too much here, because it's the ones with the characters that I want, like Street Fighter. The Street Fighter machine here is just M. Bison. And then the My Hero Academia stuff is just stickers. And I wanted to get little figurines for everybody and let them open it up, you know, the actual gachas, but oh well. If they don't have it, they don't have it. It's cool. Let's give them a little explanation. Why are we getting a burger?
We're getting a burger because I believe the guy who started Henry's went to California, he went to America, probably California, and fell in love with burger culture over there. And he said, you know what, we're coming back home, we're gonna make some good stuff for the locals.
I'm eating a fry first. That's
Probably the best burger I've ever had.
will be the burger of the moment.
This is so good.
Got some awesome photos. Wagyu beef burger. So this is like cooked all the way through Wagyu. I can only imagine what a full-on steak, something that's medium rare. I can only imagine what that's like. I think my favorite part is the ends of the burger, because that's where, like, obviously you got a little bit of that burn. All the flavor just kind of comes out there. Very soft in the middle, very nice crisp outer shell. Beautiful.
If you want the best version of Shake Shack, you gotta go to Japan.
I like that.
Yeah, if you want the best version of Shake Shack, you have to come here to Japan and get Henry's.
All right, here we go. Oh, of course it's crowded. Yeah. As we're running around the character stores in Tokyo Station, which does include the Pokemon store, I do want to get in here and just say a couple of last things before we get to the final portion of this vlog. The DJI Osmo Pocket is surprisingly fun and effective to use as a vlogging camera. I'm actually really surprised by how good the audio is because there's one of the two microphones that actually points right at you when you flip the camera around and you do like a A-roll or on-camera vlogging segment. The audio does require a bit of a boost, which is what I've done throughout this video, but like I said earlier, all of the videos are actually straight from the camera. I have not doctored any of this footage. So again, I want to hear what you think about the quality of these cameras in the comment sections down below. I do think that the sensor on the Osmo Pocket is kind of like a glorified or supercharged smartphone sensor, which is a good thing because smartphones are getting really good at video. And then you put that all on a gimbal and it actually opens up more possibilities. Stabilized footage actually makes a lot of difference when it comes to stuff like this. Now, like I said, I will be doing a full review of this little camera in the future, especially as a vlogging tool, and kind of show you some ways that I have used it in order to achieve footage like this. And like I said, it's such a small little thing that I'm happy to have it on me pretty much at all times to have a nice vlogging camera on me that's not big like a DSLR or my GH5. It is still raining and the DJI Osmo Pocket is not waterproof, but I do want to show you this place really quick. Just run over here. Whew, found a little bit of a cover. Here we go.
We're doing a
Arigatou. Cheers.
Cheers.
We made it to Shinjuku.
Cheers.
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 We done did it.
Cheers, baby. Alright, now that I'm sitting down and I have to admit, I'm actually a little bit tired from all of the craziness from yesterday, so I'm still kind of in recovery mode, so it's good that we have a much less hectic day today. Some thoughts on the Osmo Pocket.
It's okay.
Vlogging has never been easier. Like the lens on here, some people are saying is a little too narrow, but while I agree, I also kind of disagree because it's only around 24 millimeters, which is just fine for most applications. If you get the distance just right, you can actually hold this in your hand and still get quite a bit of stuff in the background. Those people who are wanting the ultra wide thing, well, I mean, I get that, but this is not too narrow in my opinion. It's just narrow enough, just wide enough. I'm looking forward to editing this video, even though I've done a lot of 4K 50 frame per second video at, oh man, I've used up about 50 gigabytes on this SD card. That's nuts. And there it is. This. Do you smell that burnt garlic? I see it. I smell it. Oh, this is going to be glorious. Oh my god. Don't be afraid to slurp. My brother slurped the beer. Okay, you know what? The spice is there, and it's great. I can taste it right away, but it's going to be about the long play. Once this bowl starts to go down in the amount, I'm going to be dying, I bet it.